It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on center stage. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Lions and the Bears, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 23.
Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming tenants in 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Chicago's offense running out, and something they hope to see for years and years to come. Second-year pro Justin Fields leading the way.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep off of play action, you've got an all-star in the making.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. A great move by Montgomery. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Now it's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Fields on first down. Man open, that's Byron Pringle complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. On second down, Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Fields. He gets this complete to Cephas. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now a give running right is Montgomery. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Fields. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Here's the option going left on second down. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment. Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. And we're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive, field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he whips that one incomplete there. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. But give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 12 carries, 136 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
Man open down, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to...
The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Williams fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Second and 2. Flushed out right. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Lions have taken the lead. He continues to show at this level that he can not only pass for touchdowns, he can run for touchdowns.
Not the first time we've seen this, because this young guy, he really makes it happen. So what that tells me is the book on him has to change. You got to now plan for those legs as well as him throwing the football.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Now, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles's birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the first primetime appearance for the Commanders as they traveled up to Philly to take on the Eagles. A lot going on. Fields on third down. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Back to the air, Fields on second down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. The offense on third down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Fields. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Holding offense.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. They're going to look to throw. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. Throw over the middle, secured by Gordon. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. His throw incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Again, Fields. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Now a first down throw, Fields. And the throw left sideline here is caught. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of
so that challenge, a successful one. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Back to throw, Fields. And his throw here's incomplete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Fields now to throw. And that is incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and that will keep this a 4-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. He'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw now on first down. Connecting here with Chark on the out route. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. 2nd and 3. And this one too low. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. DJ Chark. As the first half is winding down. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. A final shot before the break. Fields. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And they're drawing close to halftime with the Vikings out on top. Emmanuel Sanders, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And at halftime, they trail the visiting Seahawks in that ball game. Jared Goff with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And that one's gone to halftime with the visiting Jags out in front. Marvin Jones, a touchdown catch in that first half. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. So here are the Lions to take over. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them, and they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this is incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Hawkinson crossing the middle and bringing it in. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Second and 6. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Well, CD, that's one of those plays you put a mark by. I mean, that could be a big momentum swing here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we may have to revisit it, right? Because if that drive ends up in the end zone, they're sitting pretty at that point. Now, instead, it's a 2-score game. that has a chance to tighten up considerably.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields eluding the pressure right. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Montgomery running right. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Fields. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown Bears! Byron Pringle. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have cut it back within a score. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback. Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
He gets his first catch there, but all in all, when you're talking about the #1 receiver in the NFL coming into this game, and we're just talking about the first catch there, I think they're doing a nice job of bottling him up.
Swift going to try up the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On play action, they'll throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. They're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. On 2nd down, Swift. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 23. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking for Hockenson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Detroit. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Fourth down, Fields has to have this one. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
Yeah, Detroit back in possession of the football. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now a give right side Swift. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Holding, offense.
Unbelievable. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll run on the draw here with Swift. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Now Fields.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Swift. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They will run straight ahead with Swift. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's a handoff to Swift. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift. That's his 19th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are on their way to a 9-0 start as they build on to their lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Now the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. He finds Mooney here on the comeback route. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Now a first down throw. Fields. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Throwing again is Fields. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. To throw is Fields. Locates Mooney on the out route. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but
I like where we're going with this. You say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So for the Lions, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Chicago, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.